At Samsung Unpacked 2019, the company unveiled a total of 5 smartphones. One standard, dare I say budget-friendly smartphone, 2 premium flagships, a foldable phone, and a 5G phone. So let's go ahead and start with the more budget-friendly option, the cheaper option, that is the Galaxy S10e, where the E likely stands for economy. The S10e, it starts at $750 and it packs a 5.8-inch display with slightly less features than its bigger siblings. The biggest difference with this phone is the display, which does not feature any curves on the edges. So the phone is completely flat on the S10e, unlike the S10 and S10 Plus. The bezels are most similar actually to Apple's iPhone XR, with slightly thicker bezels on the top and the bottom of the phone than on the sides. You still get a beautiful Samsung AMOLED display with a 19:9 aspect ratio, full HD plus resolution, and HDR10 plus support. Some other cut corners include a fingerprint scanner that is on the side of the phone. It's actually embedded in the power sleep on-off button, so you're gonna unlock your phone with your thumb now, for better or for worse. There is no in-display fingerprint scanner with this phone. And the cameras you are working with include a 10 megapixel selfie camera, one wide-angle 12 megapixel sensor, and an ultra-wide 16 megapixel sensor. That's it. Everything else is gonna be pretty darn similar to the more expensive Galaxy S10. There's a Snapdragon 855 processor. You can choose between 6 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes of internal storage with support for micro SD expansion. And there is a 3100 milliamp hour battery. The battery is actually 100 milliamp hours larger than last year's Galaxy S9, so that's pretty neat. The phone also, it supports wireless charging, it supports a USB-C port, a headphone jack, and you also get Android Pie with Samsung's new One UI software. So the Galaxy S10 and the Galaxy S10 Plus are very similar to the Galaxy S10e, only with more advanced features, more features that Samsung is hoping you will shell out more money for. So the S10, it starts at $900 and the S10 Plus starts at $1,000. The S10 features a 6.1-inch AMOLED display with a Quad HD resolution and a 19:9 aspect ratio, while the S10 Plus, it features the same, but it actually measures in at 6.4 inches. We'll see that there's a cutout for the front-facing 10 megapixel selfie camera and 8 megapixel RGB depth camera, which is going to be used for facial recognition. And that's only actually available in the Galaxy S10 Plus. So you're going to have a larger chunk of the display missing in the S10 Plus because of the extra sensor. What also sounds kind of cool on paper is that Samsung laser etched this cutout, so it's about as precise and minimal as it can be, and it's off to the right-hand side of the phone. In fact, everything is shifted over to accompany these cutouts. We'll also find an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint scanner. So what's neat about this sensor as opposed to the capacitive in-display fingerprint scanner in the OnePlus 6T is that the screen actually doesn't need to be lit up for it to register your finger and unlock your phone like the OnePlus 6T. Also, it's much faster. The one downside though is that it doesn't work with thick screen protectors. So Samsung is going to have to be certifying certain third-party screen protectors that have been tested with the Galaxy S10. This is bad news for those of you who use screen protectors with your phones. They're likely going to be more expensive, and there's likely going to be fewer of them to choose from. You are going to find a build consistent with Samsung's past flagships. It's still using aluminum for its frames and predominantly glass on the front and back of the phones. The S10 Plus will, however, have a maxed out variant with a ceramic back. So if you want to shell out more money for that ceramic back, it's an option for you. The S10 and the S10 Plus have the exact same rear-facing camera systems. There's a 3-lens array that provides wide, super wide, and telephoto framing options. The 12 megapixel wide and telephoto sensors are the same sensors found on last year's Galaxy S9 Plus. Fun fact. The wide-angle sensor still has the variable f1.5 and f2.4 apertures, while the new ultra-wide 16 megapixel sensor offers a 123-degree field of view via an f2.2 lens. Other specifications include a Snapdragon 855 processor, between 8 and 12 gigabytes of RAM, and up to 1 terabyte of storage in the S10 Plus. The S10, it features a 3400 milliamp hour battery, and the S10 Plus, it features a whopping 4100 milliamp hour battery. So these phones should crush it in the battery department. There's also an IP68 water and dust resistance rating, a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and Android Pie, of course, running with Samsung's new One UI interface. So Samsung did tease an S10 5G handset with a quadruple camera array, a massive 6.7-inch display, and a 4500 milliamp hour battery. But it's basically just a concept phone right now, and it actually doesn't even power on. Reviewers at the event couldn't even power it on and get their hands on the unit. They could just look at it. But I think the most attractive, the most innovative smartphone announced today, at least for people like myself who find that the smartphone industry is rather static and boring these days, was the Samsung Galaxy Fold. The Galaxy Fold, when folded up, it measures in at 4.6 inches, but it opens up to a 7.3-inch display tablet. You can browse apps on this phone as you would regularly and then fold the device to maximize the resolution. Samsung actually calls this app continuity. In the tablet mode, the device can handle up to 3 windows running at the same time, and you can drag content around the screen as you see fit. We do have a 3-camera setup similar to the Galaxy S10 and the S10 Plus, and there is a 10 megapixel selfie camera. This phone also looks to be an absolute beast in the specs department as it packs Qualcomm's 855 7nm octa-core processor and 12 gigabytes of RAM, a total of 4,380 milliamp hours of battery power, LTE and 5G support, 512 gigabytes of universal flash storage 3.0, and Android Pie. Fun fact, there are actually 2 batteries in each fold, combining for 4,300 milliamp hours of power. Really, the biggest downside with this phone is the cost. The phone will start at $1,980, and it will go on sale on April 26th through AT&T and T-Mobile. We're hitting $2,000 smartphones. That is absolutely nuts. Wow, so I think it's pretty safe to say that Samsung has taken over the internet today, February 20th. Even though I knew just about all that there was to know about these phones before they came out, with the exception of the Galaxy Fold, I think that was the biggest new announcement made at the event. I just gotta say, I really like what Samsung unveiled. Out of all of the options, I think the Galaxy S10e will probably be the company's hit, as it offers the most bang for your buck. It's just like Apple's iPhone XR, which has been selling like hotcakes. It's actually Apple's best-selling smartphone out of the recent phones it announced last year. I think the reason it's doing so well is because consumers seem to think that it's not worth shelling out an extra couple $100 or more for slightly thinner bezels, an extra camera sensor, and some additional software, give or take. It's just not worth it. If you're interested in the devices that Samsung announced today, the Galaxy S10, the S10 Plus, the Galaxy S10e, Galaxy Fold, and the Galaxy 5G, Galaxy S10 5G, I would say start with the S10e and just see what makes sense for you and whether you really feel like you need the extra features of the S10 and the S10 Plus. As for the Galaxy Fold, I just don't really see the average consumer showing any serious interest in this phone because it costs so damn much. And I don't think Samsung really has proved that a foldable phone is all that necessary just yet. I mean, I think it's the future. I'll definitely be picking one up to review, but we're still very much in the early days of foldable smartphones. With that said, let me know, what did you think of Samsung's Galaxy S10 launch event? Which device are you looking forward to the most? Let me know in a comment down below. As always, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.